Moving on to APA referencing, which is one type of referencing. It's not the only type, but it's the most common type at the University of Melbourne. There's two parts to it, an in-text part and a post-text part. In text, you've got two choices. You can direct quote, which is the author's exact words. You're taking parts of what the author wrote exactly and putting them in. Don't overuse this. I'll come back to that point in a moment. Here's an example from authors called Jones and Wills, and we can see that the quotation is delineated by the usage of the quotation marks. We also have the authors referred to in the sentence with the year of publication, and because it's a direct quote, you're going to have to acknowledge the page it came from. And yes, you can separate that information, or you could have had the page up with the year in the brackets. The other thing you can do is to paraphrase, and that's to summarize or represent the idea of the authors in your words. Now, importantly, you still need to give a citation. So here's the same information moving from a direct quote to a paraphrase, and this time we have Jones and Wills, but the main part of the citation is in your words. Now, what that represents, a paraphrase represents, is you processing text and processing the information. That's why paraphrasing is always more preferred to direct quoting. And again, as the example shows here, we want to have that personal response, that second part. This is significant because, and you move on to say why that is. So again, much more paraphrasing than direct quoting because it shows your thoughts, your voice, your response, your interpretation very significantly. You will notice two different ways of acknowledging authorship. In the first one, we have Jones and Wills mentioned in the sentence. That's called an author-focused citation. In the second one, we have Jones and Wills in the brackets. That's an idea-focused citation. Now, they're not appended to direct quoting or paraphrasing. I just put them there randomly. You can do an author-focused citation or an idea-focused citation as you see fit. The author-focused ones focus, as you can probably work out, on the author. The idea puts the focus onto the idea, as you can see, because the authors are in brackets. Reference listing. A reference list is the post-text element, the after-text element. It contains details of all references cited in your text, okay, which is different to a bibliography. Most academic works at this level require a reference list. So anything cited in the text needs to be in the reference list. It's at the end of the assignment, it's on a separate page, and it's alphabetical by authorship, okay? You list entries, the list entries are differentiated by source type. So a journal article looks different to a book, and a book looks different to a website. Okay, they're just listed alphabetically. You don't need to divide them up by websites and journal articles and books. They just go in a list alphabetically. Here are a couple of examples. I notice that some things are in italics. There is a particular order. And this reference listing, unlike paraphrasing, reference listing is a technical skill. It's a black and white skill which you just need to get right, and it's expected of you. There is the university website within the library which deals with APA referencing.